This week on FMF Unboxed, we're collecting pages.
Not know how to tie a tie.
What, I have to wear that nasty tie?
Don't sound so excited.
You're making it.
You're supposed to be like an evil, spooky, demonic creature.
It doesn't matter. It matters. Does he have a button? Probably. This up.
Efren's only eating the frosted minifigures because we were wandering through the woods for 2 hours.
Yours?
That's yours.
You're using yours out there?
No, I'm gonna use that one.
Okay.
I just haven't gotten that
Yours
deep yet.
suck.
Hold on, let's compare. Let's compare. So me and Chad both drew one of the 8 pages, and we're trying to see. That's mine.
We all know who's the best one.
It's on the right.
All right, there are 3 men here.
Phil, yours is
Has anybody ever tied a tie before?
I'm pretty sure all of us have.
I tried to tie.
There we go.
Yeah.
Do we have a spoon for the cereal?
No, it doesn't matter.
No.
I did have a spoon. I don't know.
Okay.
I threw it in the
It's not your
bag. I
problem.
put it in the bag.
Think of it that way.
Huh.
It's not your
All
problem.
right.
Make it with us.
Problem for me.
It's not
It'll be
your problem.
fine.
It's the problem with people.
So everybody pay. Here's how the scene is gonna be. I'm gonna have the camera. I'm gonna be deep in the woods, wandering around. I'm gonna find one of the 8 pages, and screen's gonna go all staticky. I'm gonna turn around. Behind me, bam, Johann Slenderman's gonna be right there behind me. So then I'm gonna run. I'm gonna find another page. I'm gonna run again, and I'm gonna come across the breakfast table, Frosted Mini breakfast table. And so I'm gonna be real slow. Because it's an absurd sight. So I'm gonna be like, well, what the hell is this? And then screen goes all static again. I turn around. Oh my God, Johann Slenderman's right behind me. So I'm gonna stumble out of the way over here. Screen's gonna go static again. Slendy's gonna be right here at the table. He's gonna pick up the bowl of Frosted Mini Fears. Then he's gonna whip his head and snap like a snake. So one of those, yeah, those snake snappy looks.
Oh, you got it.
And then
Damn.
the screen is gonna go all staticky. Boom, Frosted Mini Fears Season 3, kid tested, monster approved. So that's how it's gonna be.
That's a great. What a great catch.
I gotta tell you, man. I can see, but I can't see that well, so I'm not running.
It's all right. Well, I'm gonna use the static to hide cuts if we need to.
Okay.
Because we can't. The thing is, we're never supposed to see Slenderman moving, so he's just gonna appear randomly.
Yeah. He's always static
Yeah. So we'll hide his
in both ways.
his motions in the cuts. Fuck that. There's oranges too. All right, good job, everybody. That's a promo. So for scheduling reasons, we weren't able to shoot this first promo at night. We had to shoot it in the middle of the day because our actor who played Slenderman had to get to work. But no big deal. We planned for this. So we're going to do a little day for night in our color grade. So all I'm going to do is once I have my edit locked, I'm going to go ahead and select everything, right click, and nest them together into just one sequence. Since the lighting is pretty consistent throughout these shots, it's just going to save us some time doing it this way. Next we're going to go to Effects, and we're going to add Magic Bullet Looks. This is what I use to color grade everything because it's fast and easy. Now I do have some pre-made color grades in here from Lumetri, and they do have a day for night one, which is pretty good. It's actually not bad, but I want a little more control than this, which is why we're going to use Magic Bullet Looks instead. And right off the bat, Magic Bullet has pre-made looks built in already, which sometimes I'll use as a starting point if I'm short on time or if I already have an idea of what I want. So from looking at my scopes, I can see it's very saturated, it's very bright, and what I really want to do is desaturate this, really cool it down, and really crush some of the blacks and pull down my highlights, and really give it that shot at nighttime feel. So I'm going to go into their pre-made looks. Some of them I'm probably never going to use realistically, but they do have this day for night one, which is pretty good. It's actually not too different from the Lumetri look, but by doing it in Magic Bullet, I can go ahead and I can rearrange stuff, I can turn stuff off, see what everything is doing, reverse engineer it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a -1 stop exposure to really darken this down, and I'm going to add some diffusion to just soften everything up as much as possible. If you're shooting at night, you're really not going to have shadows and harsh contrast, so I'm trying to get rid of that. Now, originally when we were getting ready to shoot this, it was very foggy and overcast, which is perfect because it would have hidden all the shadows and really made it look like nighttime. But by the time we started shooting, fog had cleared. So I'm going to add in some mist and shadow and fog effects here to really diffuse this image and soften it up and try and hide those shadows as best as possible. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to do a pretty good job. Next, I'm going to add a vignette. I usually add this to a lot of images. It's a subtle effect that draws your eye to the center of the image or wherever you want the audience to be looking. Here I also want to try and replicate that flashlight look from the Slender 8 Pages game. So I'm going to add some edge softness along with the vignette to just kind of blur the edges of this frame and help hide as much details as possible and give it that circle flashlight looking at stuff look, at least as close as I can. Next, I'm going to desaturate this image pull some of this color out of here. And I'm going to check it out and see how it looks. So overall, I'm liking what I'm getting here. I'm really getting that day for night look, or it almost looks like dusk because we can still see the sky. And so a lot of these shots, typically if we're going to do day for night, you wouldn't really show the sky and you would try and hide shadows as much as possible. But overall, I'm liking what I got here. I might go back in and tweak it a little bit more. But that is how I grade this to look like it was shot at nighttime.
Alright, so I've been up all morning drawing me some Slender pages. Hands getting kind of cramped. Tried to match them as best as I could. I'm also talking to Chad about today's shoot and watching Markiplier play Slender Hunt. We're going to be shooting the second Slenderman promo today. And yeah, long day of filming. Long day of making pages, and this is just the beginning.
Recorded that because that was awesome. Can you see out of that thing?
Those papers.
Those are the pages. Those are the 1600.
How do you do this at the conventions?
Practice.
All right. All right, let's get to work. We got until the sun goes down to set up these pages. So we're getting ready to film our second Slenderman promo. I got a special rig here. It's just my regular Opteka rig. It's super cheap, but I mounted a flashlight to the front of it so that way, you know, we can get those Slenderman 8 Pages flashlight shots. Chad's playing Slendy. And coolest thing is the set. So we got one page and a room full of pages. It's like the garage from a beautiful mind blew up in here. So this was so much fun to do. Favorite thing we've done so far. Angela's working on the Slenderman made out of lights. It's like the game. It's exactly like the game.
Alright. What do we shoot?
It's almost dark enough, so probably another 10 minutes.
Should you put the light up before it gets too dark?
I'm about to. Just want to show my favorite part. Run. Can't run. Look forward. Don't look where it takes you. Oh, this was so much fun. So many pages. And that's how we did it, which means it's time for Q&A. This week's question comes from Dubba Wubba. Dubba wants to know who would win in a fight, Slenderman or Jeff the Killer. That's actually a really good question, Dubba. Thing to keep in mind, there's actually multiple Slendermans. There's the original classic one that everybody knows. In the video game Slender Hunt, they introduced a new Slenderman, Mark Slender. And we use our own version of Slenderman, Johann Slenderman, a former Jewish accountant who was killed in a tragic bookkeeping accident. But regardless of which Slenderman is going up against Jeff the Killer is just a mere mortal. He's a serial killer, and Slenderman doesn't even have a physical form for Jeff to stab. So hands down, Jeff doesn't stand a chance. Slenderman would win. No contest. Thanks for your question, Dubba. If you guys have a question you want me to answer on the show, go ahead and leave it in the comments below, or shoot us an email to frostedminifears@gmail.com. In the meantime, like, share, favorite this video, and if you haven't already, click subscribe, because on this date, we're coming back with the second half of Season 3.